and 1240 KFH.
Jerome Report.
Quick question for you, Yankee fan. How hard were you gripping last night? And how many of you had already fired Aaron Boone and or Brian Cashman by the third inning? No need to answer. I already know. All of you. You can't tell me that you had not given up on that game and the season behind 6-1. And fair or not, no one needed anything more than your icon Aaron Judge needed that 3-run bomb to tie it in the fourth. I've got to admit, Lewis Varland trying to bust him inside with some serious heat, only to have that dude turn on it and launch it off the flagpole really was a thing of beauty. And so was the resulting pandemonium in that yard. Like 50,000 Yankee fans were clinically dead, only to have Judge take the paddles to every last one of them. I'm not saying that saved their season, but it absolutely kept it alive, while at the same time killing that rap that Judge is a postseason tank. I'm Jim Rome. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome. Football season is heating up on Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code ROME and get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROME on Prize Picks to get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome in. It is a Thursday here on Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland with you. Glad to be with you on this Thursday, having some fun. Thursdays are always a blast. It means we're getting close to Thursday football. To the weekend football. We, of course, have Thursday night football. We've got NFL to watch, to bet. If you're into that, if you're into betting, PJ Glasser stops by on Thursdays as well. Gets us ready for the sports weekend, college, NFL, some of his favorites. He'll give you his take on the games of local interest to us as well. Thursdays means we talk with our KState Insider, Tim Fitzgerald. Go powercat.com. Interesting time for the Cats, who, followed up a nice win with a good performance until the very end. And now what do they do against a good TCU team back at home? We'll get into all of that today, plus more. Bill Belichick, what's going on there? There's all kinds of good stuff out there today. It's all brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring a hot link sandwich, split, seared, served on a split top bun with chips and a drink for only $9. Perfect for lunch. Hot link sandwich is now available at Wichita Brewing Company. Pizza and beer made here. TJ, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I woke up with a little extra pep in my step today because of all the posts I saw on Instagram yesterday talking about how beautiful the weather was and what they've been waiting for, and how yesterday was the perfect day. And I just felt so justified in my reasoning.
Oh, yesterday was the perfect day.
Yes.
What was the temperature yesterday?
I think it got up to like 68.
Oh, no, it got warmer than that yesterday.
I'm telling you. Okay, maybe 2 days ago.
Come on. You're not justified. I don't want to be wearing a hoodie right now in the studio because it's cold. I'm not ready for that. It's fine. This is okay, by the way. Like, nothing's wrong with this. I just don't like that you're so quickly trying to whisk away our upper 70s October that we're being blessed with right now. It's an ongoing debate here on the show. You can always chime in on via phone line, 869-1240, via video comments, whether you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. Also, thank you to those watching us on 12 News Connected. You can also send us emails. You can leave us voice messages, believe it or not, which are kind of cool. Those come in through the Odyssey app. So if you're listening to us right now and you're not live with us or whatever, if you're listening on the app, you can hit that little microphone on your app and actually leave us a voice message. And then we can get to that as we make it in, or if you're listening to us live on the Odyssey app, if you're in the office, if you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing, we appreciate that. We endorse it. We fully support it, in fact. TJ, we've got a lot to get to throughout the day today. I kind of want to start with this Bill Belichick stuff. You were filling me in kind of as the day was going on yesterday. There's a lot of reporting that both sides are exploring ways to get out of this thing. North Carolina, of course, sends out a statement yesterday. Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham says that Belichick has the full support of the athletics department and university. Our colleague Jim Rome there, he makes fun of when he has the full support of. That's usually an indication that they're going to make a change, right? We are fully backing our coach is usually what happens about 2 weeks before they don't back their coach. It sounds like both sides want this to be done. I just I'm floored that anybody thought this was a good idea. I guess I was intrigued by it a little bit, but man, how do you go from his world to college football, let alone at his age? I don't know how this was ever going to work. I really don't. It is a totally different animal now that has not nearly as much to do with coaching as the NFL does.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. The stuff that we were reading yesterday, I really couldn't believe it was already happening. But I just to fill people in, I guess, per Ollie Connolly, the national college football writer, said that Belichick has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team or in media. So it sounds like he knows he's on the way out. They know they don't want him there anymore. It sounds like the players aren't really happy. It sounds like the assistant coaches are even leaving. There was recruiting violations. It sounds like North Carolina just wants to blow it up in week 6 of the season, which is insane to do. But if it's not working, I guess it's not working. But
yeah, I would normally say, it's too early. But is it too early?
I know.
Does anybody think it's too early?
I don't think they do. I think that, like you said, I don't think that he was swimming against the stream because it didn't really make a ton of sense why they hired him in the first place. And then it's just but never in a million years would I think that Bill Belichick would get fired after 6 weeks of coaching at a college. And man, it doesn't work.
Yeah, look, I don't know that you've got to fire him. I don't know that it's been bad enough for that, unless there's behind the scenes stuff happening. Obviously, it's not that they're 2-3. Nobody expected them to be very good anyway. It's not like they're vastly underachieving. Nobody thought they were going to beat TCU. Nobody thought, they beat the bad teams that they've played. I don't know that it's even got to be like a traditional, the job's not getting done, you're fired thing. It's this is just never going to work, right? It doesn't matter. What is the ceiling for Bill Belichick at North Carolina? Why on earth, if you were a young person or a young person's parents of an elite athlete, would you send your kids to North Carolina right now?
I know it started off they had a solid argument whenever he first started, whenever he was explaining it all, and his former players were chiming in about if you want to go play in the NFL, this is going to be like a boot camp to get you ready for it. He's done it forever. He's going to run this thing like an NFL organization, which on paper kind of made sense, but you always kind of wonder. I'm well, college isn't the NFL. You got to recruit, you got to deal with kids doing their homework. You got to do all that part of it. And it's not the same thing at all. But then still you're maybe he's got other people taking care of that and he's just going to run it like an NFL team. And then it's just this looks like a JV team. What are we doing?
It's not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it is like the NFL. And the NFL is not without, of course, it's drama off the field. But you've got kids that break up with their girlfriends. I've talked to athletic directors and college people about this kind of thing, and they're you have no idea what the coaches are trying to do for kids, what they're dealing with off the court, off the field. You got to remember, these are 18 to 20-year-olds. We're all kind of dumb at that point at life, and so all of these things you got to try to learn that stuff as you go. That's why college is one of the great experiences in life, right? Because there is so much you learn about it. But this, like, it was always a weird fit, if nothing else. And it's gotten weirder with his girlfriend, and there's reports out that he doesn't let the social media team post anything about the Patriots, which meant they couldn't celebrate Drake May's win over Buffalo. Like, I don't know, man. Here's what I would have never thought in all of this. That Bill Belichick would come with tons of drama with him. Like, when he went there, you kind of thought it was going to be the no nonsense, right? All football. And all of a sudden he strolls up with a 24-year-old girlfriend who doesn't let him say certain things and has him on like the Today Show doing lifestyle interviews. And he seems bitter about something with the Patriots. Like, then all the drama comes with him. You're like, well, hang on a minute. Like, that's what I thought we were avoiding here. Like, I thought we were getting no nonsense football with Bill Belichick. And it has been anything but that. And that's too bad.
It's chaos.
It's too bad. He is a wonderful character to the history of football. This is a messy inning. Any chance he finishes this season with North Carolina?
I mean, I think I want to say it's a real shock that he gets fired, I think. But like,
I don't know that he's going to get fired. I don't know that it's going to be some, unless something has happened behind the scenes that's like irrevocable.
I mean,
irrevocable.
I saw on the report, it said that he wouldn't answer his phone on the bye week.
Well, yeah, I guess that would be not good. I think that's a bad look for the university if they fire him. I think it should more maybe be in the sense of we mutually agreed to part ways. That to me makes a little more sense.
In the middle of the season?
Sure. Yes.
Well, that means he got fired.
No, it doesn't mean he got fired if he wanted to leave. If he wants to leave, if he gets out that way, I don't think that means he got fired. I think it means he wanted out and they wanted him out. And so they just were like, all right, let's punt on this. All right, we got to take a break. We're going to come back. We got more Sports Daily coming your way. Lots of fun today. Thursdays are a blast. It's all Brockton, Cleveland. Don't go away.
Every week on the Moth Podcast, we share stories that are funny,
lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
KFH.
All right, welcome back, everybody. How are you this morning? Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland here on Sports Daily. Glad to be with you. We're one day away from high school football as well. We've got a little bit of action tonight, I believe. Is that right, TJ? A little high school football action to get everybody to this evening, which should be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we got Goddard playing tonight. It's our only local.
High school football coverage, by the way, on Sports Daily, brought to you by Zentex Remodeling Group. Remodel your bathroom in as little as one day with Zentex Remodeling Group, ZINTEX.com. We'll have more on that tomorrow in our high school football Catch Kansas preview. Today, we're focused on everything else in sports. We'll have K-State talk with Tim Fitzgerald coming up in the next hour. We will have betting insider PJ Glasser on with us in the next hour as well to get you ready for an awesome football weekend, hopefully. The Tigers, all the teams stayed alive last night in the Major League Baseball playoffs. Tigers, Cubs. The Yankees did not. The Yankees go down. And the Cubs and the Tigers get their series extended while the Blue Jays advance, and then we get another game of Phillies Dodgers. Been pretty entertaining, quite frankly. I think in this round, good games. Love having them on all day. The last couple of days. Tonight it's Phillies Dodgers. That'll be game 4 of that series. Dodgers up 2-1, and then Brewers are up 2-1 on the Cubs in a game 4 tonight in Chicago. So the Major League Baseball playoffs are on in full force here.
Here, I'll ask you a question. Are you pro day playoff game?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I don't mind it. I won't be in the CS. I'm okay with it now. And I say that fully understanding that it often affects the teams I care about, right? The Rangers and the Royals have historically played in a lot of the day games. And honestly, like, I think it kind of makes the day feel special, right? Like, if I remember on those Royals runs where I was traveling with the team and doing all that stuff, like, for us and like a part of our news coverage in the day, like, I feel like we got way more run when it was a day game than when it was a night game, right? When it's a night game, you just kind of, you watch, it's over, you go to bed. When it's a day game, you got everybody getting ready for the game. It's fun. It's draw. There's like a lot of things happening to react to the game. So I do kind of like it. I wouldn't want, you can't have the CSs or the World Series, obviously, in the daytime. But these series, I will tell you that I think baseball does a great job with its scheduling format in the postseason. I love the days in this round where we get 4 games. I think that's so cool. I love it. In fact, like you get through that and then you get to today and you only have the 2 games and it's like, man, okay, fine. Like 5 and 8 o'clock, I think it is, or whatever the times are. I kind of like when you get 4 in a day still. So
it is cool.
I'm a supporter of it.
That's the one uniqueness about the baseball playoffs is that they play every day. Like there's always a baseball game on for the next month, basically. Yep. It's not the NBA where they take 2 travel days in between.
Don't even get me started on the NBA format. It's exhausting.
It takes a long time.
Can we just play a basketball game here? Like, is that too much to ask? We've talked a lot about Chiefs-Lions, TJ. I think that's it's the story of the week. Is it the game of the week in the NFL? I think it is. Like, it's not
probably,
and it's probably not particularly close. Seahawks-Jags is interesting. We certainly thought Rams-Ravens was going to be. We certainly thought Bengals-Packers was going to be. But there's so many injuries and different things right now in the NFL. Like, it's taking the luster out of some of these games. That's why I always say, like, star quarterback injuries are devastating to the league. Like, we've got 49ers-Bucks, Bengals-Packers, Rams-Ravens. All of those, which were supposed to be the headline games of the week, right, in the main slate, all affected by major quarterback injuries in some way. And that sucks. That's a huge bummer for us, for the league, for everybody. As we sit here and we're trying to get excited, it's hard to get. I mean, the Rams are 7.5-point road favorites against the Ravens. I don't even see a line on Bengals at the moment. I'm sure there is one. I'm just not at the place I'm looking. 49ers on the road
14.5.
14.5. Okay. So it hasn't moved.
14.5.
I mean, it's like these were going to be marquee games, and they're just annihilated because of quarterback injuries. And that's lame. I hate that. I think it sucks.
Yeah.
It's not as fun that way.
It is. It's fun. We were talking about this yesterday for our, K-Witch duties. So we were picking the top 5 games basically, and I was going through them, and I'm like, man, these games kind of stink. Like they're not very good. And then it's like your brain's just so accustomed to like, well, yeah, we're going to talk about the Chiefs, but yeah, that game is probably the best game in the entire league. It's going to be an awesome game this weekend.
Well, it's because of injury, right? It's because of injury that we're not as excited.
Oh yeah, there's like 4 games that would be awesome if everybody was healthy.
Rams, Ravens, Bengals, Packers. Those are potential Super Bowl previews if everybody's healthy. Like we're fired up for this week. There's great matchups up and down, and there are still good ones. I think Bears, Commanders are interesting. I think Bills, Falcons are really interesting. I think Cardinals, Colts are moderately interesting. I do think it's a good slate this week. It's just too bad that those mega games are getting derailed a little bit. Lions, Chiefs, not derailed really. One more game before the Chiefs are fully healthy with Rashee Rice. I got to tell you, TJ, like I really am. And I went through and I kind of looked at the Lions yesterday. I am starting to lean Chiefs on this, which I did not think I was going to do. Like immediately as Trevor Lawrence falls on his face and stands up and gets in there, and I'm like, man, they're going to get crushed by the Lions. That was the initial reaction. I think it was for everybody. But I'm starting to lean Chiefs on this. I think the Lions are awesome. They're my Super Bowl pick in the NFC. I think they're a great story. Dan Campbell's the man. All of those things. I do think, though, they're being a little bit inflated on how great they are right now. I do.
Yeah, I think I'm with you a little bit. I mean, yesterday I was sat here and said that there's no way the Chiefs are going to win that game, and like I just the more I think about it, the more that it's a Sunday night game in Arrowhead, coming off of a loss, and Mahomes played well on offense last week, and like you see the flaws of what happened. Like I think that there's a lot of righting the ship that will happen. So if it doesn't happen, there's no way they're going to win. But something about the vibes just makes me think Chiefs. Logic tells you it should not be Chiefs, and like.
Logic,
even yesterday,
I don't know if it does. Logic kind of might tell us it should be the Chiefs a little bit. Because think about like the Chiefs were way better than the Jaguars, right? Like way better. So they should have won that game by 2 scores. I fully believe that. You won't convince me otherwise. That should have been a 2-score victory for the Chiefs over the Jags. Like they had to make every mistake they could possibly make to figure out a way to barely lose that game. Now, the issue for the Chiefs in this and any game is the mistakes have been chronic, right? That's not like a one-time thing. They have made mistakes not all year. It's been their thing. So that's the part that troubles me. That's the part that worries me. The Lions don't really make a lot of mistakes. So, in that that's what makes it so dangerous to me. But if we're just looking on paper, the Chiefs have stopped great run games all year, basically. Now, they haven't been like this juggernaut, you can't run on us, but teams have not been able to run the ball the way they want to run the ball on the Chiefs this year. The Jaguars couldn't, the Ravens couldn't, the Eagles couldn't. None of them could do what they wanted to do on the ground. If the Chiefs can keep the Lions from doing what they want to do on the ground, I think they're going to have a pretty good chance in this game. The Lions are scoring tons of points, but again, and I think I pointed this out yesterday here, they've played 2 good defenses this year and 3 pretty bad ones. Against the Packers, they scored 13 points. Road game, by the way, which matters. And then against the Browns, they scored 34, but 1 was a defensive touchdown and 1 was a cheap little touchdown set up by a big turnover. So if you take 14 points off of that, or you know what I'm saying, they still got the point. But like, did the offense really score 34 on the Browns? Not really. So then it becomes a question of if the Chiefs can limit the Lions' run game, which they've been able to do against every opponent that they've played this year. If they can do that, then what? Then I think it gets a little interesting because I don't think the Lions' defense is very good. It's bottom half in the NFL so far this year. They do one thing well, and that's pressure the quarterback. They're near the top of the league in sacks this year. Another thing that the Chiefs have really limited this year with the new look offensive line is that, right? Mahomes isn't getting hit like he got hit last year. So if the Chiefs can limit the run, if the Chiefs can make sure that Mahomes doesn't end up on his back too much, like all these things that the Chiefs have actually shown us this year that they'll do and can do, those are the things that the Lions do really well. The big elephant in the room are the mistakes and the turnovers. The Lions don't make a lot of them, and the Chiefs have. And so that's where, like, I get it. Like, I want to lean into what's happened this year to try to give us an indication of where to go with it. But then at the same time, how do you ignore that? Like, you're banking a little bit that the Chiefs will just all of the sudden become a sound, disciplined team that doesn't make mental mistakes. And the only reason why that's even an acceptable train of thought is because they've been at this so long, and you trust that they can do that. But they haven't done it this year.
Yeah, that's the argument that, you're just kind of throwing it up in the air and hoping that they can figure that, because it doesn't matter what the Lions do if the Chiefs can't figure that out. If the Chiefs have another game with 13 penalties and silly blunders like a pick six and dropped interceptions and a kick out of bounds and all of those type of things, like it doesn't matter what the Lions do because they're good enough that
or
they'll
let
give
alone
it to them.
Any team in the NFL.
That's what I'm like. The Chiefs didn't get beat by the Jaguars. The Chiefs lost the game like that.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter who they played. They would have lost that game. So if you do that against Detroit, there's no way you're going to win that game. I think that it's going to take a clean game for Kansas City to be able to get it done. And then I think that there's just a little bit of you have to hope that the offense does what it did against the Ravens or what it did in the first 15 minutes against the Jaguars, because you're going to have to do it. Like you said, the Lions have a bottom half defense, but they have one of the best offenses, whether it be by way of, defense and special teams helping out as well. I mean, they're still going to find a way to put up 20 plus. And so the Chiefs are going to have a big offensive day, and it's not going to be a grind them out type of game.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a grind them out type of game. I think it's going to be high scoring. And I think that the Chiefs are
a big fantasy day.
I agree. And I think the Chiefs are comfortable with that this year. I think they're okay with that style of football, because I don't think ultimately that the defense is going to be as good as it has been. We've said that before. I'm not seeing anything that's like changing my mind off that. This isn't going to be the defense of the last couple of years. I don't think it's going to be bad. I'm a little concerned it might be bad. I don't necessarily think it's going to be bad, but it's certainly not going to be what it was. It's just not. We're not seeing that at all. So shootout, which is fine. I think the Chiefs are very comfortable in that space, but it also gives them more opportunities to make mistakes. I mean, if the Chiefs play a clean football game, let's simplify it. If the Chiefs win the turnover battle, if they win the penalty battle, I think they'll win this game. Because I think both teams will be able to score. I think both teams have way too much talent. And if the Chiefs make fewer mistakes, basically, than the Lions, I think they win. Can they make more? Yeah, I think they can. How many more? Obviously not like the Jaguars. But, if they lose the penalty battle by 2 or 3 and it's a 1 turnover differential, could they still win? Probably. But it is the Lions, and they're way better than the Jaguars. Way better. Like at everything. They're better running the ball, in my opinion. They're better throwing the ball. They have better playmakers. They have a better quarterback. They probably don't have as good a defense, which again, look at what the Chiefs just did to the Lions defense. Look at what they did to the Eagles defense. And remember that Kelsey dropped the touchdown and they missed a field goal. Like the Chiefs have played some top defenses this year. And they've been showing us signs, and then they've really exploded the last couple of weeks. I don't think they're going to have any problem with the Lions defense. I really don't. Like, I think that they're going to score a lot in this game.
I agree. I think the biggest worry is the fact of the Chiefs defense against the Lions offense. I think
it is.
Yeah. So that's what it's going to come down to. And that's what it's not the fact of like, can the Chiefs, get past this defense and get enough points to win this game? It's can they limit the Lions to where it's a reasonable number to score?
Well, and here's the difference, right? Like the Lions want to run the ball like that. You don't even need to ask Dan Campbell. Of course they want to run the ball. And the Chiefs have been good at stopping teams that want to do that. The Ravens would have wanted to do that, right? The Eagles wanted to do that. The Jaguars just wanted to do that. They've done a nice job in all of those situations. Doesn't mean they're not allowing anything on the ground, but they're not letting teams do that to them. The only difference and problem with the Lions is, and this would have been a problem for the Ravens pre-Lamar Jackson injury, is if they need to, they can also throw the ball really well. They just don't need to all that often, right? The Lions don't have to drop Goff back 40 times because usually they can run all over people. But when they need to, they still have a supremely talented group of wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown is as close to an unstoppable receiver as we have in the league, right? It's him and Puka Nacua and a couple other guys where you're like, you're not going to take them out of the game. So it's just that they don't need to do that all that often. So now what? You got to try to get some pressure on Goff, and you got to try to make him make a couple of outdoor mistakes, which we know he's capable of doing. I mean, he's so smart and cerebral now and so good at the things that he does. But sometimes when he gets outdoors, you can struggle a little bit. Look back to the Packers game. Defense is not as good for Kansas City as it is for Green Bay. But I am starting to lean Chiefs and understand why they're a favorite here. I am. No. I think that's where I'll go tomorrow in our picks. I want to get PJ Glasser's take on this game badly because I want to know what he's seeing with it. And
I was about to say, let's put a little $5 wager down. What's PJ Glasser going to say about this game?
I think he's going to say take the Chiefs.
I think he's going to say, I think that if you like the Chiefs, take the under. If you like the Lions, take the over. That's
not in this game.
PJ
Not anymore. Not anymore. No, I think he's going to say it's Patrick Mahomes at home. I think it's the Lions on the road. I wonder if like I want to know where the sharp money is. Like where the bettors are betting. I'll bet you it's on the Chiefs, and I'll bet you the public money's on the Lions. We'll find out in just a little bit. Our betting insider, PJ Glasser, joins the show. Don't go away, anybody. It's Albrecht. It's Cleveland. It's a Thursday.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Sports Daily Albrecht and Cleveland here. Glad to be with you on a Thursday. NFL Thursday Night Football tonight on KFH. Philadelphia Eagles in New York facing the Giants. Tune in 97.5 and 1240 KFH tonight at 6:30 for Thursday Night Football. Or listen online at kfhradio.com. Download the free Odyssey app and search for KFH. Thanks to Prairie Fire Coffee for being a great supporter of the program today. Big trade in the NFL, TJ, as Joe Flacco moves. We haven't talked about this, from the Browns to the Bengals. We all kind of hoped for Jameis Winston. I don't know what I think about this. Like, I like Flacco, and I get that the Bengals feel like they need to make a change. I just am not real sure Flacco behind one of the league's worst offensive lines in football is going to be better than Jake Browning. I want to be wrong about that because I really want to see some of those great playmakers become relevant. But, man, I just don't know if this is going to work for them.
I think we're thinking about this in the wrong angle here. I think we need to be talking about how this affects Shedeur Sanders' legacy and if he's going to get some play now. No. That's what you have to do whenever something happens.
Bring in Bailey Zappi.
Yeah, that would be the most comical
we're
thing.
getting to the point on Shedeur where, like, if he was good enough, they wouldn't be doing this stuff. So, like, as much as I liked him as much as any prospect in this class, and it was not a good quarterback class, coming off a year where it was an incredible quarterback class, I did like him the most out of the quarterbacks in the class. But not like so unequivocally, right? I loved the way he played college football. And now it's like, if he was good enough, TJ, in that situation, we wouldn't still be doing this. He would be playing his way up the depth chart.
If they bring in Bailey Zappi, then it's like, all right, well, then this may be over. You know, like, I agree. I think that he is good enough that, like, I think that there's a little bit of politics involved to get Dylan Gabriel in there before him, because Dylan Gabriel got drafted 2 rounds before.
They drafted him ahead of him. Of course,
that's what I'm saying. That's why you have to do that. And so I think that there's still a chance that we'll see him get some play. I think that he'll be the backup quarterback. I don't think they're going to do the Bailey Zappi thing. I think that he'll be the practice squad guy. So anyway, what are we talking about? We don't need to talk about this. Joe Flacco.
It's where I was headed after the Flacco thing, but it's all a part of the same pie.
Yeah, Flacco, by the way. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the fact that the Bengals offensive line not being good and a quarterback that can't really move that well is not the greatest pairing. Joe Burrow did a lot of things that a lot of quarterbacks couldn't do behind that line of running around, making throws on the run, everything like that, and still throwing for as many yards as he threw for last year. So I'm not really sure what the plan is. Maybe it's the fact that their first names are both Joe. There's a little bit of Joe magic back in the pot. That's what they needed. I don't know.
Look, I get it. I get why you go to Flacco, because Browning is turning the ball over way too much. And Flacco probably won't do that. Even though Flacco turns it over, like, I would say his decision-making historically is probably better than Jake Browning's. I just, like, Flacco can you come up with, like, if I told you who's the least mobile quarterback in football, could you come up with anybody before Flacco?
Aaron Rodgers? But I don't think so.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
I'd still take Flacco probably.
But even Rodgers has a little more wiggle, right? He's got a little of that spidey sense thing still.
Joe Flacco is just the perfect 2000s quarterback that did not move. Perfect. If you're gonna sack me, come get me.
He was the way we used to build him, right? Tall, strong in the pocket. You better not move from that spot no matter what's happening around you, quarterback. I agree. And he's about to go play for one of the worst offensive lines, if not the worst offensive line in football, that has sent Joe Burrow to the injured list far too often in his young career. I don't know that that's going to be the best fit. Like, Justin Fields feels like would be the best fit in Cincinnati right now. Like, Jamar Chase, run down the field. I can get it to you, and I am going to run for my life while I'm doing it. We'll see. We'll see what he can do. I hope it works out. They've got too many fun players to watch to suck. I hate it. I don't know that this is going to be the fit. And apparently, as you were telling me yesterday, apparently Browning's pissed off about it.
Yeah, Browning did an interview in the locker room yesterday and said, "Of course I'm pissed." So he wants that freaking start. And they asked Browning how he prepares to go from being a starter to getting Flacco ready to play. And he said, "That's not my job. I'm learning the playbook too." He said, "Get Joe Flacco the hell out of Cleveland. This is my team." Or out of Cincinnati, excuse me. That's my team.
He said that?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
The last part.
Yeah. Look, he's been really, really, really bad. So I just realized I have him on some fantasy teams. I'm gonna have to make an adjustment. That's kind of annoying, actually. I don't think it's gonna work with Flacco. I hope it does. Flacco, when Flacco's had his moments in the last couple of years, he's been fun to watch. Like he'll let it fly. It
kills me. The amount of fantasy stuff that we're in, that whenever Joe Flacco gets traded to the Bengals and Jake Browning's not a starter anymore, that we have to think about, we need to adjust our quarterback play here. Or it's like the normal average listener is like, who the hell has Jake Browning on their fantasy team?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I do in several places.
This is significant news.
It's the super flex thing, right? It's the
two QBs is better than one every time.
I've got I'm just taking a look here. Flacco is still available in the league that I also have Jake Browning. So I guess I drop Browning and go Flacco, right? Right?
That's what the Bengals did.
Isn't that the play here? All right, we'll do it. Mac Jones, what's going on in San Francisco? Because they're playing a big game this weekend against the Buccaneers. Who's going to be their quarterback this weekend?
Might be Amart, might be 9 a.m.
Oh God,
2 a.m.
I hope it is. That'd be awesome. I think Jones is okay if Purdy can't go though.
I was trying to read up on Brock Purdy's injury yesterday, and there's a lot of articles from San Francisco. There's a lot of articles from San Francisco writers about like, man, Mac Jones looks good. Like, what did we do about this situation?
Well, that's I agree. I don't disagree with that. Like if Purdy's not 100% with turf toe, which can clearly be re-aggravated, it has been re-aggravated. It's not like Purdy has to look over his shoulder. Purdy just got paid. So normally I would say like, if I'm Purdy, then I'm like, no. Like I'm playing, but he did just get paid. So now it's like, you really don't have anything to worry about. As good as Mac Jones has looked, Mac Jones is auditioning for another team right now. Like you got paid. You're not going anywhere. Get your dang toe healthy, because if you go out there and you keep re-aggravating it, Mac Jones is playing on like a half a knee right now.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that there's not going to be a controversy because it's too expensive to be a controversy, basically. So the only option they have is they're going to have to trade Mac Jones somewhere else if he keeps playing as well.
Well, that's good. So, man, could you imagine, like, you're the 49ers and you're sitting there. If you were the Bengals, what would you give up for Mac Jones right now?
Ooh, that's an interesting.
Now, the 49ers won't do this because they need Mac Jones because Purdy's not healthy.
Yeah.
So they're not going to do this. But in a hypothetical world, if Purdy was healthy, right? If Purdy came back and he was feeling fine and he didn't have the lingering issue, what if you were Cincinnati, what would you give for Mac Jones? And if you were the Niners, what would you require? Like a third?
It would take. No way. It'd be like a fifth. Like it'd be like a fifth. I mean, Flacco just went for a pick swap, 6th, 7th.
The difference in Flacco and Mac Jones right now is substantial.
It's true. I think it's a fifth. I mean, a straight up fifth would probably get the job done for a quarterback that would be a backup. Like a good backup quarterback can't be more
not right now, not with Purdy hurt.
I mean, they're not going to do it right now, but I think that like history shows you should not send a 4th or better for Mac Jones. Like you're kind of playing roulette there.
So I want you to think about the quarterbacks that are starting in football right now. Let's just bear with me on this, because there is a great lesson to be learned in the NFL happening this year. And we have gotten into a bad habit of writing quarterbacks off way too early in their careers. Like it's happening too often now in the NFL. We've got, Caleb Williams. I don't know that Caleb Williams was written off necessarily, but Baker Mayfield. I want to just give you some starters here that were kind of written off that are good NFL quarterbacks right now. Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones, Mac Jones, How do you feel about Kyler Murray this year? Sam Darnold, for goodness sakes. Geno Smith is still a starter in this league and has been, not this year, but has been a good one. Almost all of those quarterbacks at some point. Maybe Kyler Murray doesn't fit the mold quite as much.
Jared Goff, you can even make an argument about.
Jared Goff?
Yep.
Like, look at these guys. How many of them are there? They just get written off, and then all of a sudden it's like one man's trash is another man's treasure.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Kirk Cousins to make his reappearance somewhere.
He's a little older than these guys were when they first kind of got on the rebound. Bake.
You know what would be real spicy here is that if JJ McCarthy isn't healthy because they don't like what Carson Wentz is doing, and the Vikings make a trade and bring back Kirk Cousins.
That's not going to happen. Kirk Cousins would be traded already if he didn't have such a big contract. Kirk Cousins should be in Cincinnati. Kirk Cousins thrived with a bad offensive line in Minnesota. He knows how to deal with it. He can get rid of the ball quick enough. Man can take a beating. He would have been the guy to go to Cincinnati, but he's making too much money. They're not going to do it. So that I don't know how his story ends, but he was a guy too that got written off too early, right? He was a perfect example of that. Came back and was like an MVP candidate. We do write these quarterbacks off too fast. So like there are multiple quarterbacks across the league who have been written off who are doing really well right now. And it makes you wonder about some of these guys that we're ready to slam the door on. That's probably where a guy like Kyler Murray fits a little bit. It's certainly where a guy like Bryce Young fits right now. Tua would fit there, I think, right now. These guys are like, all right, we're done with them. Move on. And then all of a sudden, maybe they go somewhere else and they're still really successful. And then it also makes me think about, is the only path to winning a Super Bowl a high-paid quarterback anymore? Or has this reopened the door now to some other paths? Buccaneers a Super Bowl contender this year?
Yeah.
But
I don't know if they can win it. Like, they are, but I mean, the question, history has shown you that if you don't have the guy, then you can't do it. But Baker might be an MVP candidate. So.
I've done the research on this. Basically, back to the Aikman years, we're talking 30 plus years. There are only a couple instances where a Super Bowl winning quarterback is not a Hall of Famer or a going to be Hall of Famer. That's been kind of the benchmark, right? That's been the base model now. So when we're talking about Super Bowls, maybe that's a little ambitious, but let's just call it contenders, right? Let's just call it contenders. And the problem with it is, like, Brady and Mahomes have won most of them, in the last 25 years. So, but when you look at quarterback contracts right now and you go further down the list, I'm just trying to find Baker Mayfield's making $33 million, about half of what Dak Prescott's making. Daniel Jones making $14 million, right? Where is... You've got, I can't even find him. He's so far down the list. Goodness gracious. Flacco's way down there. He's not a contender, though. Mac Jones, $3.5 million this year. $3.5 million. Do you think if the Niners right now were hooked up to a lie detector, would they rather have Mac Jones at $3.5 million or Brock Purdy at $53 million? How do you think they'd answer that question? It's an interesting time for quarterbacks. It is. I love it. I think it's fascinating. All right, we'll come back. We got another hour of Sports Daily. It's all Brockton, Cleveland. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, for another hour of Sports Daily. We're glad to be here with you on this Thursday. A lot of fun stuff on Thursdays. We will get you our betting insider, PJ Glasser, our KState Insider, Tim Fitzgerald coming up. It's all on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company. It's patio season. Smash a Yumkin pumpkin on Delano's rooftop deck. Enjoy happy hour at WBC East's newly remodeled patio, or grab a pizza outside, shielded from the setting sun at WBC West. When you think patio, think Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. You patio guy, TJ? You like
big patio? That's why I'm imploring that this is the best time of the year, because it's patio season, and they're not lying. They didn't say it was patio season when it was 90 degrees outside.
It hadn't been 90 degrees since we've been having this conversation.
I know. I'm just saying that this is the patio season. Like I'm not saying what we just had, what we were arguing about, was bad, but like this is the perfect patio season.
Yeah, we are. It is going to be beautiful outside. So get out and enjoy it. I'll be enjoying it all weekend at soccer tournaments.
Yes.
But being outside in general is okay this time of year. We have a good weekend to still be outside. Find a way to watch games outside. That's the ticket. You're a new homeowner. Have you been weaseling your way into some sports watching capabilities at the new house? Have you been sneaking stuff in?
Outdoor sports watching, you
just
mean?
anything. It doesn't matter. Like I snuck around and hung two TVs side by side, without asking.
We're getting there. Yeah, we definitely have. We've got it down, like we were talking about yesterday. I'm off Monday and Tuesday nights, and so we've got the schedule down this time of year where Monday night, we're big Monday Night Football people. It doesn't matter who's on. Like I've got my wife locked in. Like she's like, we're turning that thing on and we're watching Monday Night Football. And then obviously Tuesday night, Dancing with the Stars nights. That's basically a sport at this point. So we got that on every Tuesday night too. We're gonna make that a thing. We're gonna get rid of Hawaiian shirt Wednesdays.
A couple of things on that. Enjoy the wife wanting to watch the football with you while it lasts. Eventually that kind of fizzles. Kids, things. My wife and I, we would every Sunday we'd go to somebody that had the Sunday ticket, and we would watch football all day, and it was great. We'd have some like wings, a couple of beers. It was fantastic. I couldn't get my wife to watch a football game now if her life depended on it.
She's locked in. Like we've got it down. I think that not anymore because of all the injuries and everything. But last year she probably could name 32 starting quarterbacks. Like she was locked in. She's playing fantasy football. She's all about it. So
it's not that my wife doesn't still love football. She does. There's just too many other things happening. And while us is meant like we're gonna find a way to still prioritize football, they do not. And they're like, yeah, I don't care anymore. Like I've got other like I got to make sure XYZ is getting done. So enjoy that. And the other thing I'll say is it's not okay that you enjoy Dancing with the Stars as much as you do.
Come on. That's good.
We do kick it. We're not, here on this show, we're not afraid to kind of play into stereotypes, make fun of each other. Like we're not sensitive on this show. I use the term all the time. I could get hit by a bus and you can make fun of me tomorrow and it would be perfectly acceptable. You're gonna have to check the man card a little bit on the Dancing with the Stars love. It's fine. It's fine, right? You can watch Dancing with the Stars. It's not that, it's whatever. Like if that's what you want to watch, it's fine. No big deal. But I don't know that it's okay that you like it as much as you do. Like that's a make the girlfriend, make the wife happy, find something to do together kind of a show. I get it. I've been there. I suffered through a season of the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, one of those god awful shows with a girl I was trying to impress one time. And it was some of the worst times of my life. So I get it. Look, I get it, but you're a married man. Now. Like you can stop pretending now that you actually like it. You don't have to do that anymore. You're a married man.
First of all, let's get this out of the way. The replacement value of that versus the Bachelor or the Golden Bachelor or the Golden Bachelorette. Those, like, I had a span in college where we were watching the Bachelor and like we were like, this is awesome. And then I think that our mental lobes, frontal lobes.
Who were you with?
Dude,
when you say we were watching?
We had like the college baseball team. Like we
You
had
and the
like
boys
pools.
would get together and watch The
We
Bachelor?
had like betting pools on The Bachelor. Like this was a whole thing. We'd have like
Betting,
it was a whole thing.
betting. Maybe I could get on board with the
It
betting
was fun.
angle.
It was so. Anyways, not the point. The replacement value between Dancing with the Stars versus like Bachelor, Bachelorette, like The Voice, American Idol, The Masked Singer, Survivor, even like these reality shows are just so like the only reason that I like watching Dancing with the Stars is that it just feels like it's a sport. Like at least they're competing in something athletic.
There is something, the competition ones are better. I don't like any reality TV. I wouldn't say Dancing with the Stars is reality TV. I wouldn't say The Voice is reality TV or American. Those are competition shows. I can get on board with those. I've enjoyed the singing shows because I like music, right? And I get it. That's what I mean. Like, it's okay. Like, you like dancing, whatever. But, man, I feel like you like it a little too much. You know, like I feel like it's
call yourself a man. I wait for you. Call yourself a man. I wait for you.
Yeah, I think Max. What Max? Are you a reality TV guy, Max? I've never asked you that.
No, God, no.
Thank you.
Max isn't awake when those shows are on.
Max, you can have that. Max, now go watch Hawaii Five-0. By the way, Max, is Hawaii Five-0 still on?
Only in reruns.
Okay.
Because I
now
missed
you. So here's what we used to do back in 15 years ago. Amarillo, we're working. It's like a Monday night. We had a routine. I don't remember what day Hawaii Five-0 came on, but we would get through the 6, and if there was nothing going on, and there usually wasn't in like the summertime, we would run, grab food, and make sure we were back for Hawaii Five-0 and or Monday Night Raw. Now that's a man's show, TJ. Like if you want to set your watch to something, you set it to some pro wrestling. Like if you want a man's show, you put on the WWE, and that's what you say. I haven't.
I would argue that may be
7 years, but man,
Raw is worse than this. 100%. Like that.
What's worse about it?
Like it's just like we're watching it for the same reasons, and it's fake, not even like real stuff.
It's
the same silly drama, and it's just staged, and it's not real wrestling.
I say this all the time about it. Like the WWE it's acted like it's fiction. It doesn't.
It's
try
a show.
To,
yeah,
it
it's not a
doesn't
sport.
even
It's a
pretend
show.
to try to be real now. It's like trying to get you into a story. I grew up on and love pro wrestling, and I always throw it in because then people are like, wait a minute, you're gonna make fun of me for watching The Bachelor, but you watch pro wrestling. I haven't watched pro wrestling in a while, by the way. I don't have time for it anymore, but I love it. I love it. So I always say I guess it's okay. Dancing with the Stars is on that line of like, yeah, that's when you either keep to yourself or maybe don't.
Come on.
Maybe don't get so publicly excited about, the show. Look, and again, I get it for the girl. I get doing it for the girl.
Hey, sue me for being a pop culture fan. Okay. Hey, our friend of the show, Jackson Schneider, says that he's on my side as well. He's Dancing with the Stars guy. It's a thing, man. It's like one of the longest running reality shows. You get uber celebrities. It's a thing.
Uber celebrities. Uber celebrities.
There's big time. You're just old, Jacob.
Who's on there right now?
I got to think about who the biggest name is. Topanga from Girl Meets World is on the show this year.
Okay, that was my wheelhouse. And hasn't she already been on the show?
I don't think so.
No. That's not an Uber celebrity, by the way.
Baron Davis was on it this year. But who else will you know?
Topanga and Baron Davis, two people that haven't been relevant in 25 years, are not
Robert
Uber
Irwin,
celebrities.
Steve Irwin's son is on it. Jordan Childs, the gymnast.
Who's Steve Irwin? The animal guy?
Yeah, his son.
Okay.
You are not cool. You are not cool. You are not cool. You
said Uber celebrities. Are there any that are relevant now? Jordan Childs is relevant.
There's a couple big ones, but they're social media people that you're not going to know, so I'm not going to waste my time. And they're really I agree, but I'll take back that stance. But I still am not backing down from that. If that's the one thing that tears my man card down a little bit, I'll live with that.
I give my man card up all the time. I wouldn't worry too much about that. But this is one of those moments.
Yeah, let's bring up the soup argument again.
So what's wrong with soup? You don't
What
like
was-
chili?
Wasn't that a
like
whole thing
chili?
with you and
It is a thing. It is a thing. But you're not going to agree with it. I know you're not going to agree with it.
No, I'm team soup, 100%. Soup is a meal.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, chili. That's the easiest way to say, like, oh, really? It's chili. That's not manly enough. I'm not sure that there's a manlier food than chili.
True. Beef slop.
It's like I don't care either. Like, I give my man card up all the time. But this is one of those moments I have to call out publicly that you're going to need to turn that one in. I just can't stand those shows, man. I don't know how you watch them. They're terrible. They're so bad. They're so bad. That one's a competition show. I will tell. I like the difference between that and like The Bachelor are universes apart. I get it. I just don't think it's that good. I don't want to watch people dance poorly. I told you this. Yeah, at least on like The Voice, you see people that are good at singing sing. On Dancing with the Stars, you see people that are bad at dancing dance. Right? Like it's weird.
Half of them are good.
Good? Maybe, I don't know. Michelle, my wife, tried to get me to watch it. I've got it like 2 episodes in. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to be able to complete this task with you. I can't pretend that I'm going to be okay with this anymore. All right, we'll come back. PJ Glasser, probably not a Dancing with the Stars guy. Our betting insider joins us next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH. And now, if you're looking for the best props and games to lay your money down on, from BetMGM, here's KFH's betting insider, PJ Glesser.
All right, PJ, welcome in. How are you this morning?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Glad to be here. Glad to have football back. We got Thursday night football tonight. We've got high-profile NFL games, almost all affected by quarterback injuries. We have a great Chiefs game. We've got college football to talk about. It's that good time of the year. Before that, I made an assumption on you, PJ. We got TJ, counterpart there's Big Dancing with the Stars guy. Do you find that acceptable?
Yeah, for sure. I used to watch it like when it was, years ago. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I think that's fine.
All right.
Damn
like
right.
set an appointment to it, like, buy the t-shirts. I don't know, man. I just, I don't want to wager on who might win this season. Let's wager on football instead. Let's start with college. Let's start with the first game of interest for us, the 2:30 kick. KState back home hosting TCU. We nailed the over last week. This feels like another over to me. K-State's a home dog on this one. They should have beat Baylor. Where are you at with this one?
This is a stinky line, guys. This is a really stinky line. I still think TCU is one of the better teams in the Big 12. I like their team a lot. I like their quarterback a lot, Josh Hoover. K-State's played a lot better here recently. They actually opened as a small favorite. They were a 1.5 point favorite. Now they're a 1.5 point dog. So K-State, it feels like they're probably the right side in the game. I just think TCU's the better team, and I just think they're going to find a way to win. Now, I think this is a great live betting game. This line tells me that this game's going to come right down to the wire, and we know K-State's been playing a lot of close games this year. I think this game is probably going to go the same way. So let's say TCU goes up 14-0, K-State goes up 14-0, whatever it may be. You can get one of these teams at a nice live price. I think that's the way to bet it. But if you had to make me pick the game off the jump, I'd probably side with TCU.
PJ, the other local team here, KU's going down to Texas Tech, top 10 team in the country. We've been talking about this line since Monday morning. It's moved a little bit in KU's favor, I believe. It's gone back and forth, I think. But KU's getting 2 touchdowns on the road at Texas Tech. KU's not that bad, but is Tech that good?
They are that good, but guys, they have Arizona State on deck next week, so it could be a look-ahead spot a little bit for Texas Tech. That game could have game day implications. It could have Big 12, championship implications as well. I'm looking at the total, and 59.5 is super interesting because Texas Tech's defense is not getting talked about enough. They have not given up more than 14 points in a game yet this year. So the fact that that total is at 59.5 tells me that odds makers think this Kansas offense is the best that they've seen so far. I think we could see some points, and because of that, I think that helps out Kansas, right? It could be similar to that Kansas-Mizzou game. That was a little bit of a shootout. When we went in thinking Missouri was a really good defense, Kansas was able to put some points up on them and had a great shot at winning that game. I kind of think this game could be a little bit similar. I don't know if the Jayhawks can win. I would lean towards them to cover, though, because Leipold just very good as a dog, and his teams just play up to some of these better teams. And I would look at the over, too. I think we could get some points in that one.
Oklahoma, Texas, always fun. The Red River Showdown. Texas is a favorite this year, despite the 2 losses against unbeaten Oklahoma. All eyes are on Texas this year because of Arch Manning and the preseason ranking and all that. What do you like in that one?
I like Texas. I'd bet it now because I think all the John Mateer stuff is gamesmanship at this point. You know, there's talk that he might play in this game. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think this goes back up to Texas minus 2.5 when he's officially ruled out in the game. Look, guys, generally in college football and NFL, everybody wants to win every single week, but there are certain games where teams need to win. And Texas needs this game, right? Their season's on the line. They lose, they're done. They're not going to the college football playoff. Arch does not look good. I understand that, but they still have an elite defense. And the fact that they have their backs against the wall, it's an absolute must win. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I think they're going to find a way. So this is a buy low on Texas. You know, everybody loved them to start the season. Bet them against Ohio State. People liked them against Florida last week. Now everybody's off, right? So when everybody jumps off a team like that, that's when it's usually a good idea to jump back on. I'll take Texas in this game because it's a must win. If they lose, their season's done.
Yeah, one more college football one, obviously. Another top 10 matchup for Oregon. They're hosting Indiana, 2:30 kickoff here Central Time. Indiana's held their own against some of the best teams in the country and has proven everybody wrong about them kind of again after what we saw last year. Can they cover a touchdown at the Ducks, who are one of the best teams in the country?
Yeah, Indiana's legit. I think they're going back to the playoff this season. My favorite play is just to take Oregon in a money line parlay. So at BetMGM right now, they're minus 300. You parlay them with somebody else on the board. I think that's a really good look. If I had to bet the game, I'd probably lay the points with them as well. Indiana is such a well-coached team. They don't beat themselves. They don't make mistakes. The only 2 teams that they have lost to since Kirk Cinetti took over was Notre Dame and Ohio State last year, the 2 teams that played for the title, right? Indiana, they're excellent at beating the teams that they're supposed to beat. When they go up against the top-tier squads, though, the guys that just have the NFL talent, they have the beef up front, they just can't quite hang with those teams, and those teams tend to pull away in the second half. So, again, another good game to bet live. Maybe wait to see what the halftime score is. Get a nice second half line on the Ducks to just kind of wear them down in the third and fourth quarter. But I like Oregon money line. I think they win the game. And if I had to, I'd lay the 7.5 with them.
Real quick before we switch over to the NFL, favorite bets. What are your hammers this week?
For the rest of college football?
For college,
like the other games? Yeah, I like USC, minus 2.5, you guys, against Michigan. One of those unranked versus ranked matchups. And it's just simple. Since Lincoln Riley's been in LA, his teams are at home, you bet them. When they're on the road, you fade them. So I like USC, minus the 2.5 against Michigan. And then one of the other interesting games is Bama, Missouri is super interesting. Bama's a 3-point favorite on the road against Mizzou. A lot of people are betting Mizzou in this game. And I understand it because a lot of the things that they do well is what Bama struggles against. Mizzou gets after the passer. They have a good secondary. They run the ball well. Bama struggles to stop the run. And it's a tricky spot. Mizzou's coming off a bye week. Bama had those 2 big games against Georgia and Vandy. They get Tennessee next week. But it's all about price. And I think this line has dropped enough to where you're getting Bama at minus 3 that I would lay the 3 with the Tide. I think it's a close game, but I think they find a way to win it. So that should be a fun one, but I like Bama and I like USC.
PJ, over to the NFL. Let's just start with the big one. Chiefs probably get the biggest game in the league again, like we just saw with the Ravens a couple of weeks ago. Sunday Night Football, Lions in Kansas City. Chiefs are favored by 2.5. Some people are confused by it. We think that we're leaning Chiefs a little bit more. We made a wager on what you would say. What do you think in this one?
You guys know I'm going with the Chiefs in this one, right? 100%. I mean, this line just screams Chiefs. You know, in this profession, guys, like sports betting, when people ask, like, what advice would you give to people who are like first-time bettors, want to do this kind of thing? My advice is always you have to separate your sports knowledge from your gambling knowledge, right? And what does that mean? This game is a perfect example. It's great to be knowledgeable about sports and to know certain things, but this is where you use your gambling knowledge and you let the line tell you who the right side probably is in the game. How many people have you seen on Twitter this week? How many guests have you probably had on? Listeners have you had on? How are the Chiefs favored in this game? How are the Lions an underdog in this game? Not only are they a dog, you guys, but the look ahead was Chiefs -1.5. And obviously they lost to Jacksonville and the line went up. So think about what that's telling you as well. I like KC in the game. Those injuries the Lions have to their secondary and now their two corners being out is a massive deal. The Chiefs, I mean, they got to win, right? Or else they're 2-4, which is going to be no good. They're at home, Sunday Night Football. I think they bounce back. And that Jacksonville game was misleading, right? I mean, they dominated the box score. They usually get those stops at the end of games to seal the win. So I think they'll be fine. The offenses look great since Worthy has been back. I'll take KC -2.5.
And then the other thing that I keep looking at, PJ, is as good as the Chiefs' offense have looked, the Lions' offense, one of those games was Ravens, one of those games was Bengals, one of those games was like defensive touchdown aided against the Browns. I think the Lions' offense is great. I think they're getting a little inflated offensively, although I do love the over in this game.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like we're going to get a lot of points. It's a good point on some of the opponents that the Lions have played for sure. They've kind of just been beaten up on the AFC North. And yeah, like this is just it's just again a desperate spot for the Chiefs, a little bit like Texas, Oklahoma. You know, the Lions would love to win this game, but they don't really need to win this game like Kansas City does. We saw what happened when their backs were against the wall, when they were 0-2, when they were 1-2 in that Ravens game, how they were able to win those games. And again, kind of another little must win for them. Don't want to drop to 2-4. Chargers have dropped a couple games. The Broncos just bet Philly. So big game too to kind of keep pace in the division. Yeah, I like Kansas City.
PJ, I'll back us up to Thursday Night Football. What we've got tonight, the Saquon game going back to New York. He was questionable early in the week, but it sounds like he's going to play tonight from everything that I've heard so far. Jackson Dart, first primetime game for him as a starting quarterback. Is he good enough to cover a touchdown, or is this going to be a blowout?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout. I like Philly to bounce back. They have dominated the Giants here recently since Jalen's been the quarterback, and they've had this kind of core group of guys. And off that loss to Denver, short week, all this stuff just helps Philadelphia, right? Dart's making his third career start. And again, they played decently against New Orleans last week. They probably should have won that game, but they turned the ball over 5 times. They had a couple of red zone turnovers. So they played a lot better than the score indicated. But look, Philly doesn't lose much. So when you get them off of a loss, it's usually a good idea to back them. I think this is a nice get right game for them. So I do like the Eagles tonight.
What else are we looking at in the NFL, PJ? It's a weird week. We've got so many headline games that are being affected by quarterback injuries. Like if we looked at this week before the season started, we just seen Rams, Ravens, we just seen 49ers, Bucks, Bengals, Packers. All of them have quarterback issues. So what do we make of it? How do we even handle when we've got backup quarterbacks in? Do you stay away from those? Do you see them as opportunities?
Yeah, it kind of just all depends. Usually I like backing teams with a backup quarterback in that first game. So, Bengals, Packers, I would be intrigued. Green Bay coming off a bye week. They haven't played well in their last 2 against Dallas and Cleveland. I think Flacco is a little bit of an upgrade over Browning, but guys, Flacco can't move, and he's being protected by maybe the worst offensive line in the NFL. What a horrendous decision to go get him. You kind of probably need somebody a little more mobile rather than a statue back there. So I want nothing to do with Cincinnati in that game. I kind of like Packers in the first half, to be honest with you, -7.5, right? Because probably still a little slow to learn the playbook. They kind of brought him in on a Tuesday. Green Bay coming off a bye at home with that pass rush. I think Green Bay gets off to a nice start. So I maybe target them in the first half. Ravens, Rams. I'm just taking Rams team total over 27.5. I've seen enough of the Ravens defense now in this season. They do nothing well. They can't rush the passer. They can't stop the run. They can't cover anybody. And now you're getting the Rams off of an extended week, right? When they played on Thursday, and they just lost to San Francisco as a big favorite. So they're not going to take the Ravens lightly this week. It's such a mismatch with McVay and that offense against Zach Orr and that Ravens defense. So I like the Rams team total over. I think they're going to score 30 plus in that game.
PJ, are the Ravens going to make the playoffs? What's going on out there?
Oh, man. I mean, the sports books would tell you that they are. I don't see it, man. They're going to lose this week to drop to 1-5. And then, people are playing the game of like, oh, this is their schedule. Like that should be a win. That should be a win. That should be a win. The Ravens aren't that way, like they drop games to teams you don't expect them to. A lot of times they still have to go at Green Bay. They have to go at Pittsburgh, a place they never win. So right there, I look as those two games as 2 losses. And, you probably figure they'll drop one more. So I kind of see them as like a 9-8 team. I don't think that's going to be good enough. And the defense is still a mess. Like, I understand they could get these guys back, but even when they had these guys, they weren't stopping anybody. I'm not buying it. I think Pittsburgh wins the division, and I think the Ravens are left out of the playoffs.
Oh God, that's got to be brutal. We've got a couple of good ones on Monday Night Football: Bills, Falcons, Bears, Commanders. Anything there, or any big bets that you think we can't miss out on this week?
The Monday games, I think, are priced right. I think the Bills game, like Atlanta in a teaser, I kind of like plus 10.5. I don't trust Atlanta to win that game, but I think they can keep it close. And then Bears Commanders, I go back and forth on. Chicago's coming off a bye. They're going on the road. You like betting teams better who are coming off a bye going on the road, because then that extra period is kind of cut a little bit short. They have to focus a little bit more with travel and get ready for the opponent and that kind of thing. But with Jaden back, Washington, even though they have some injuries, I could see them winning that game by a touchdown. I still don't think the Bears are very good. So I'm staying away from both of those games. Guys, the game that I love this week, it's one of my favorites of the season. I love them this week against Jacksonville. I think they're going to win that game. Jags coming off the big win against the Chiefs, short week. Are they ready? Are they ready to handle that kind of success? And, one of the biggest misconceptions about Seattle is, oh man, they're such a great home team, like 12th man, such a tough place to play. Under Mike McDonald, it has been the complete opposite. They won 3 games at home last year. They've only won 1 so far this year. Meanwhile, they're 9-1 on the road under Mike McDonald. Like, they are a terrific road team, but we don't think about that with Seattle. So the fact they're on the road off of a tough loss, and look, in these pick'em type games, if I feel like I'm getting the better defense, the better coach, and arguably the better quarterback, I'll take that every day. So I like Seattle against the Jags. I think that's a great spot for them.
Yeah, I do too. PJ, follow along. PJ at PJ Glasser 9. He is our betting insider. We're glad to have him here. It is an interesting week. He is hosting the Send It In and Inside the Betting Lines on BetMGM Network. PJ, sorry about your Ravens, man. It's a bummer. Quarterback injuries are the worst.
It's rough, fellas. It's season can't be over soon enough. So good luck to you this week. I'll talk to you guys soon.
There goes PJ Glasser, betting insider. Glad to have him. By the way, Sports Talk on KFH, this NFL talk presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday, all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. I feel good. Chiefs, Eagles, Seahawks, 3 teams have been on. I like all 3 of those. I do. It's
I'll tell you, I'm real stressed right now in the Giant Guillotine League. I just blew most of my FOB budget on Derrick Henry just for the Ravens to really be bad. Kind of scares me.
Yeah. I feel you on that. I've got a big decision. So in that league, we're just listeners, it was a 32 team 2 quarterback league. This is the week I don't have a quarterback. I'm a little nervous. I'm trying to decide, do I play Cam Scatterboot tonight, even though Tyrone Tracy came back, Ken Walker, or Rashid Shaheed? And I'm having a hard time with it. I'm having a real hard time with it. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do.
Could be. We could be sitting here in a post-mortem on Tuesday morning for Jacob if he doesn't figure it out today.
It's a bad day. And the reason I'm even in the position is because Burrow got hurt. So, like what are you supposed to
We need to make like a 32-team like listener league next year and let them in on this and do a sports daily guillotine because it's chaos. They love it.
It is chaos. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you might get out. It's a little unnerving. It's a little unnerving. I don't know what to do. I gotta try for home runs without a quarterback, I think. All right. When we come back, Tim Fitzgerald's gonna hop in. We'll see what he thinks about K-State TCU. Of all the things that we're doing, like I might be having the hardest time with this one. I do love the over in the game, but as far as the winner, struggling a little bit. Dylan Edwards, a little injury news there that we got to get to from yesterday. We'll have it all for you next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSEW.
Sports Daily on KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview. KFH.
All right, and we welcome you back in. It is Tim Fitzgerald, publisher, GoPowerCat.com. Fitz, you recovered yet? What was more excruciating? Patrick Mahomes' pick six on Monday Night Football or Avery's in Waco on Saturday?
Well, I mean, Avery's totally changed the game. I don't even really put it on him because he was running the play that he was told to run. That's what I can't explain is why they're throwing it down the middle of the field with a lead, trying to run clock. Instead of trying to run clock, they do that. So I guess that was painful because it was so hard to explain what they were doing.
It doesn't make a ton of sense, Fitz. I know you were tweeting about it. We talked about it earlier on in the week about, how they could have managed that game differently. You could make the argument about there was more clock to milk that could have gave them less time to make that comeback. But it was soon as like you saw that pick six, there was just something in your mind that clicked. It was like, oh boy, like this could be a landslide. This could be coming fast.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It took on the same kind of feel that Houston did a year ago. Why are you calling that right then? You just opened the door to totally changing the game, and then they didn't ever really wrestle away that momentum. They just the things they continued to do didn't make sense and add up to managing leads or clock. They were just out there running plays, and it was nonsensical to me on so many levels. Look. We've been talking about the offense is too conservative and you got to open it up, but you also have a feel for the game and understand that you've got a lead. And one of the big things you need to do with that lead is make sure they don't have enough time to do anything, and possessing the ball wins games. Ask Army. And they just had no sense of that in the course of this game. It was befuddling.
Yeah, it just sucks because it's another frustrating one that they should have won. And had they won that game, like we could be looking at this and thinking, you know what? Like they just went to Waco and beat Baylor. Maybe they do have a shot in the Big 12.
Yep.
And it doesn't feel that way at all anymore. They are coming home. They are home dogs to a TCU team that's looked good. Are we? It's a totally different feel than it was a few weeks ago. We're at least back to the point where you feel like K-State can beat anybody that they play. At least I do. But they do still have to execute it.
Yeah, earlier in the season, people have pointed out that the coaches weren't doing a good job earlier in the season, and I'm like, well, I'm not sure anyone was going to win with that kind of effort from the players. They just looked uninspired, uninvested, and they didn't really care to be there. I can't explain that, how you do that much preparation and work on your craft and then seemingly don't enjoy your craft. But the last 2 weeks, the football players have looked invested. Perfect? No. They made mistakes in Waco, tackling. They missed some blocks that were crucial. They made errors. There's no doubt about it, but they looked mentally invested. They looked like they were playing hard enough and doing enough to win a game. And this one felt like their leadership failed them. Their leadership made bad decisions and drove this win into the loss column. And that's why this one's different and really angers a lot of fans, because now it appears that the coaches are the problem. It's not players. You look, we know they had effort problems. They were part of the problem early, but it looks like the coaches are the things that this team can't overcome at this point. And boy, for what these guys get paid, fans are pretty PO'd.
Well, that's the interesting part of it, Fitz. If it's a players thing, you can kind of fix it for a little bit. You can get other guys in there. You can work on stuff in practice. If it is a coach's thing, what do you do about
it? That becomes a question. What will be done about it? Will there be changes eventually? I don't think Chris Kleiman's ever one to fire someone midseason, unless it's something that you can't avoid. But I think there'll be changes at the end of the season. How drastic those are, how deep and high those go, I don't know. We're only at the halfway point of the season. So there's a lot of room here for it to get much worse or improve. And really, for me, the only way the season improves is with a win on Saturday against a very comparable TCU team to Baylor, maybe even a little bit better, but you got them at home. And if you win that, you could start a healing process. But I'm telling you, boys, they lose this one and they lose the next one after this, all hell's going to break loose, because you know what the next one after this is? It's University of Kansas and Lawrence. And when you got a 15-year winning streak and the season falls apart and you lose that too, that'll take everything to a whole different level.
It would. I haven't even thought about that. This weekend, we hear Dylan Edwards is questionable. What are you hearing outside of that just report?
I think he's hurt. I'm not going to accuse him of being soft, but there's a difference between being hurt and injured. He limped off the field in Waco and then didn't play. Apparently was upset about not playing. They put him back in. It hurt too much to play, and he came back out, or at least that's what I'm hearing. So it's complex. I mean, you got to play through pain in football. Exactly why I didn't play football, because I'm soft. And I never did understand when I was younger the difference between hurt and injured. So if you listen to Coach Chris Kleiman, he calls out Quay Moss, the new safety, for being tough and playing through pain. I think that was a message being sent to the team, that you need to play through pain. This is football. You're going to get bumped and bruised and have pain. So I don't know if that was aimed at any one particular player or general, but and also, guys, the availability report is just useless. I mean,
it is. It drives me nuts. Like, it doesn't do anything. And then everybody made the big to-do about the injury reports, about how it's going to help betting and everything like that, and help bettors. And then last week, Daniel Highshaw was listed as out, and then his props were still up on DraftKings. That doesn't make any difference at all.
Yeah, well, because they're not injury reports. The midweek ones are the projection if they will play.
Yeah.
What that leaves just a huge gray area to drive a bus through, and coaches are doing it, including Chris Kleiman. They should reflect, did they practice or not?
Which is what they do in the NFL.
Right. And they're not doing that. They're projecting if they'll play. So it makes it easy to lie. Well, I thought he'd play. I thought he wouldn't play, but then he got better. Just
there's no ramifications. You can just lie, and then, like, it's happened. But in this year, the coaches just put something down, and then it just doesn't happen. It's like, well.
It's crazy. It's insane.
Fitz, let's talk real quick about the transfer portal window. Is it just that the kids need time to get to the new school and enrolled? They finally give us, it's like Lucy with the football. We're going to shrink the window. We're going to only do one, but then we're going to pull the football because it's still going to be happening while the season's being played.
You talk about the new clarification on the
on the portal. It's a one window portal now, but it's the dates are while we're still playing the CFP.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. And honestly, I was really busy yesterday. There is the one thing where they clarified. I believe it was a clarification on fired coaches.
Fired coaches are a reason you can get back in, and teams that are still playing in the CFP will get like a 5-day extension, which is fine. Yeah. But the problem is that doesn't do anything for the coaches that have to go into the portal while their season's being played. It helps the players not have to enter it.
Yeah.
But how were we going to pretend like there's not communication? If Ohio State's playing in the national championship game, they're going to be in the portal trying to get next year's kids while they should be preparing for a national championship game.
I understand the coaches are trying to rein this in to make it less chaotic, but the courts ruled that these players can transfer. And I think in kind of impeding that in this way, I think this is going to get overthrown by a lawsuit. I think if a young man sticks with his team and, the coach says, yeah, you're going to be our starting running back. And then he goes into spring and from day one, he's third string and was lied to. Now he's stuck? That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't seem at all what the court ruled. So, I hate everything going on here. But I also agree that players should be able to be paid for their name, image, likeness, not performance, for their actual value of their advertising value, and also that they should be able to transfer without penalty. But I don't know how you put guardrails on it, but you've got to, and they're trying to put a guardrail on it that I think is going to impede the rights of the players that the courts have ruled upon.
That's interesting. Yeah. We didn't think about it from that perspective of it. Fits another one that came out yesterday. We haven't even talked about this today, Jacob, that the NCAA is looking into letting Division I athletes bet on pro sports. And for the most part, the biggest reasoning is the fact of, well, they're doing it already and we're tired of enforcing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's unenforceable. And I think the betting thing was always meant to prevent you from influence the outcome of games. So you can't bet on your own stuff because you have a stake in that. You can't bet on like college lacrosse because maybe you're betting for your roommate who's a lacrosse player, knows that he's going to throw the game. I agree with that, but pro sports, look, you might have insider knowledge because your teammate's now on the Ravens and he knows who's playing or not, but so do the pro gamblers. They get all that information. So I got less problem with that, and I've never understood this. Guys, if this is about influencing games, kids couldn't even bet on like auto racing and horse racing. You got an insider tip that horse is going to throw it. I know jockeys can, but it reached the point of absurdity. Just stop them from betting on college athletics when they're in college, period. And let's just not worry about this. It's silly.
Yeah, they seem to have a pretty good grasp on the fixing and issues. I don't know what I think. Honestly, I don't know what I think about it. Like it could be. I think the line is your roommate just got drafted in the NFL as, something, and you're like, hey man, let's make some money here. I'll bet it for us and you do your thing.
Yeah.
I could see it. Like if that happened, but ifs and buts, like we could do that all day long with anything, right?
Yeah.
Like at some point it's all a risk that they seem to have a pretty good grasp on in the way that they can track this stuff now through apps and everything else. So we'll see. Fitz, go powercat.com real quick. Got maybe less than a minute. What can people expect before TCU?
Well, we got the K-State pregame show dropping at 10 a.m. on the YouTube machine. It goes up at 11. Go PowerCat because it premieres live over there. And then we'll have the walkthrough with Monty Spiller, another preview that's more analytical from former player, dig into all of it and the enormous nature of this game for K-State football.
Oh, man, I want to say I got a good feeling, and that makes me nauseous to even say out loud, but we said it, so we'll see. All right, Fitz, we'll talk next week.
Thanks, boys.
Here goes Tim Fitzgerald. We're coming right back. A little more Sports Daily before we don't go away.